Welcoming Dale to the Hall of Fame are three members of the congregation who have witnessed his love for the game firsthand: Nancy Lieberman, John Calipari, and Sidney Moncrief. Please welcome Dale Harris.
This is a message of gratitude, and all the glory be to God. I begin with thanks to Jerry Colangelo and the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame and its members. I thank God for my being born in Indiana, where the love of basketball came to me organically. Thanks to my parents, Ed and Wilma, and Sister Beverly, who loved the game and guided me. I also thank God for my first ball with rawhide laces that was given to me when I was 5 by a neighbor boy who went off to war in 1942. He survived, fortunately, but of course the ball didn't. Thanks to my great family here today, to wife Ann, Person of the Year in our city, Frisco. And to wonderful believer kids, Larry, Alex, Stan, Carrie, and Dominic, and also to Joyce. They were there for me through much of this long ride that touched on 8 decades. And thanks for being in the same class with many truly outstanding basketball people, including my good friend George Carl. Rest in peace, those who are not with us physically. Then forever thanks to my great Hall of Fame friends who stand with me here, Cal, Nancy, and Sidney. And to Milligan College, well represented here as Milligan University now, and my late coach, Walker, and to my teammate and true friend, Coach Sonny Smith, who also coached Charles Barkley, among many. I'm thankful to the other coaches who helped me along the way, especially contemporaries, George Raveling, Gary Colson, and the late Glenn Wilkes. Then for my junior high and high school coaches, and to Dick Baumgartner for my first high school job, and to Tom Nasulke, who got me into the ABA and the NBA, to Jerry Pym at the University of Utah. Thanks to Nellie for 9 great years with the Bucks and the Mavericks, and to Mark Cuban. To the great Jerry West, Mitch Kupchak, Jerry and Jeannie Buss, who brought me to the Lakers and helped sponsor tonight. To Vinny Del Negro, a local. That's okay. Who brought me along with Bernie Bickerstaff to the Bulls. To Kiki Vandeweghe and Rod Thorne to the Nets. And a final thanks to Donnie Nelson, who let me help him start the Texas Legends franchise 13, 14 years ago with Spud Webb, the late Marcus Haynes. It's okay to cheer on him too. And Nancy Lieberman, our first coach. Thanks to my excellent NBA assistants and only 12 full seasons as a head coach, I had 8 assistants who became NBA head coaches and 2 more to become general managers. Scotty Robertson, Herb Brown, Rudy T., Frank Hamblin, Mike Dunleavy, Butch Carter, Michael Cooper, Kurt Rambis, Larry Drew, Matt Calvin, and Bill Burke. And the 2 outstanding GMs, Carol Dawson with the Rockets and Larry Riley at the Warriors. Thanks to all those who are truly outstanding kids who went on to success from King Springs, Tennessee Junior High and Indiana High Schools, Rochdale, Dale, and Spencer. And for 9 great years with wonderful players at Earlham College that included 7 summers in the great Puerto Rico Superior League, which was my direct avenue to the ABA and NBA. I would never have survived without the help of so many great players that I coached with at every level. Many are now in the Hall of Fame, but most of those were clearly Hall of Famers before I arrived late in their career. But I learned from them, and that's why I say I coached with them, if you heard that, such as Sidney here with the Bucks. A special mention to the late Moses Malone. He was with me from the start at the Utah Stars, and then for the next 6 years at the Houston Rockets. I would never have gotten off to the start that sustained me all these years without him and the veteran Hall of Famers Calvin Murphy, Rick Barry, Rudy T, Elvin Hayes, and the other really nice players. Moses was twice MVP for us and a great friend to the end. Without these great players, my first head coach job with a contract on 1 year contract at the amazing sum of $70,000 would likely have been my last NBA one. I am grateful for having competed against and learned from so many Hall of Fame coaches that I had to go against in that special period, 1979 through the early 90s era, wonderful period of basketball. They helped me, and they helped the game. And finally, I want to thank Dr. James Naismith for his game and his life. He began adult life, as you know, as a pastor. He also kept that up and was a chaplain, by the way, in World War I. But he said that God gave him the gift of basketball right here in Springfield. It's okay to cheer there, too. But he stated that the purpose of the game was for developing the spirit, mind, and body in that order. Sometimes we focus too much on the body. The concept fit right into who he was as a pastor, but also as a basketball coach at Kansas, where Pastor Coach Naismith remained true to his purpose in both. As for me, I also studied to be a pastor, but I was advised by my favorite professor to work a year and coach this junior high basketball team before I went to seminary. And if I agreed, he already had the job lined up for me. Good thing he didn't say go to the Army. During that year, I found Naismith's purpose to have meaning for me in my life and with that little team. That year was life-changing for many of us, and I decided I was meant to be a coach. My new goal became to be a small college coach like my coach. That 5-year-old boy I mentioned never imagined that the little leather-laced ball would lead me to anything like this. From junior high to college to high school to the NBA, the Olympics to FIBA, around the world with 6 medals at various places. And now to be here at age 85, able to say thanks for all of this is beyond anything I could ever have hoped for. Thank you, James Naismith, and for your game. And thank you, God, Jesus, and Dr. Luis Minucci in Dallas, who operated on my back Tuesday.